Hi gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you for tuning back into my channel. In today's video, I will be doing a comparison of Haramain's Junoon Noir and the OG fragrance Dama Bianca by Xerjoff. I will be sharing my thoughts on how similar or dissimilar the dupe is to the OG, and this process is the exact same process that I go through to purchase fragrances on my own to determine whether I want to purchase the original or if the dupe is good enough for me. And in videos like these, I'm simply sharing my opinion, so take this information with a grain of salt and use these videos to help you in your decision-making process when it comes to your fragrance purchases. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts, I would love it if you would stay tuned. Hey friend, welcome back to the channel. Before we jump in, I want to acknowledge those of you who are new here. Welcome. On this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, and I also sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle. So if any of those things sound good to you, then I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. So I have the OG fragrance right here. I have it in a sample size. I'm really happy to be able to bring this video to you all, especially if Dama Bianca has been on your wish list and you yourself have not been able to get a decant or sample of it. And I also have Junoon Noir by Haramain. This is a fragrance that I have been enjoying. I've been loving this fragrance, y'all. It is so beautiful. Now let's get into the comparison. So I still have quite a bit of my sample in here. I did spray this on. I tested it directly on my skin. So the OG opens up with less iris compared to the dupe. The OG also has more of a gradual wear as opposed to the dupe. So you're going to go through all of the stages with the OG. It opens up one way, you do get a nice mid, and then it dries down very differently. So you get all three phases with the OG. Now we're in the summer and it's been extremely hot where I live, but I got about a couple of hours of where this was projecting and I could enjoy it. Others around me could smell it. And then after a couple of hours, I really had a hard time detecting this on my skin. It was still present on my clothes, but very faintly. So that is how the OG performed. In the opening of the OG, I picked up the kumquat. I started to pick up on a very soft iris note. I did also detect the lily of the valley in here, and the mid is very beautiful. It's a soft purple floral that gives off a powdery effect. And then the lily of the valley, that water-like essence, was there as well. So the mid of this is very beautiful, and my experience was true to the notes. As this started to dry down, I began to pick up on the malt as well as the ambrette. I really enjoy ambrette in fragrances. It's like a your skin but better type of note, and I definitely picked up on that. And it started to get vanillic, and overall this fragrance has a very fluffy vanilla at the base. It has a nice your skin but better type of musk. It has a soft powdery purple floral with that kumquat still in the background on the deep dry down. The base of this also has sandalwood, so that might be why it is a little creamy. That sandalwood combined with the vanilla gives this really light, fluffy, creamy dry down, and I really enjoy it. I feel like the malt note in this fragrance gives this fragrance a sort of fermented vibe, and that fermented essence was present all the way into the dry down of this fragrance. Now, when it comes to Junoon Noir, deciphering the differences as far as the notes go is kind of like splitting hairs. If you really concentrate and you spend lots of time really going back and forth between the two fragrances, you're going to pick up the differences, and that's what I did for you all. But honestly, it's like splitting hairs in terms of how the fragrance smells. So now, Junoon Noir to me opened up with the kumquat, but the opening is very short-lived. And what I mean by that is, although I pick up the kumquat for quite a while, quite a long time into the wear. The kumquat and the lime by themselves, like that opening by itself, did not last for very long before I started picking up on the mid notes. The mid of Junoon Noir is much brighter, it's much more powdery, and to me, I picked up a little bit more violet in this fragrance. And I think the reason why this comes across as a bit brighter and a bit more powdery at the mid is because there is orris at the mid of this fragrance. And orris, specifically the orris root, I feel like it gives fragrances this really buttery, powdery feel, and that's what I picked up on. And like I said, the violet was stronger in this fragrance. So for me, I didn't get that lily of the valley a ton in this fragrance. I mostly picked up on the violet and the orris at the mid of this fragrance. The mid came in almost right away. So it's almost as if Junoon Noir starts out with the mid of Dama Bianca. The opening is gone within a few minutes and you're right into the mid of this fragrance, in my opinion. And overall, although Junoon Noir smells almost exactly like Dama Bianca, I mean, it's like splitting hairs. It's really, really difficult to detect a difference. There is a very notable difference between the two when it comes to performance. Junoon Noir blows Dama Bianca out of the water when it comes to performance. This is a much, much better performer than the OG. In my opinion, Junoon Noir is a more potent fragrance. It projects farther and for longer, and it is extremely long lasting, even in the summer heat. When I put this fragrance on, I was more than an arm's length distance away from my kids. We were outside and they said that they could smell my fragrance. And the very same thing happened inside. As soon as I put this on, they were all the way across the room at more than an arm's length distance, and they picked it up and told me that they smelled my perfume and it smelled great. So this projects for a long time, and it is super duper long lasting and smells almost exactly like the OG. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out is that the dry down of this is more fluffy and more creamy and slightly sweeter. I feel like the dry down of this fragrance is definitely more gourmand than the OG. I also feel like the OG overall is slightly less sweet than this fragrance. So all in all, Junoon Noir is brighter, it's more powdery, it's more creamy, it's fluffier, it lasts longer, projects farther, and in my opinion, this is a better fragrance than the OG. If you've been watching these videos for a while, you know that sometimes I end up still wanting to get the OG because there's nothing quite like it. And in general, even though dupes are amazing and I love a good dupe, I feel like most of the time it's hard to get really close to the original to where it's like a clone. Most of the time these fragrances are dupes at best. Sometimes you'll get a one-to-one clone, but most of the time the dupes get super duper close. This is an instance, however, where I feel like the dupe is better than the original. So those are my thoughts, and I hope I made sense in this video. If this video was helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up on your way out because that really helps my channel grow, and it also helps me know that this was helpful to you. If you have the dupe and the OG and you want to share your experience, I welcome it. Please share your experience in the comment section and let me know, will y'all be picking this one up? Thank you again to my beautiful subbies who recommended this fragrance. I slept on this fragrance for way too long, and I'm so happy to have it, especially now in the summertime, because I have been wearing this baby and I've been loving it. All right, friend, thank you so much for still being here. If you love fragrance content and you're not subscribed, I make quite a bit of it on this channel, so please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss another video. Today, before you click off of the video, I want to remind you that it's never too late to reinvent yourself. It's never too late to turn a new page in that proverbial book that is life. It's never too late to seek God and seek out your purpose and begin living with intention. So no matter what anyone has told you, no matter how they've made you feel, it is never too late to reinvent yourself. Each and every day that we get is a gift from God, and it's also an opportunity to turn things around if you're not happy with the way they're going or if you feel like they could be improved. I know this is something that I'm currently doing, so I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.